Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Monday night. I am super excited to be on this. There's about to be fireworks in this call. I'm super excited to be on this Monday night training call. We have a very powerful person joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. We are going to get started real shortly, so give me about 2 minutes to make sure everything is moving smoothly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started real shortly. We are going to get started real shortly. How's everybody doing today? State your name and where you're calling from in the comment section. State your name and exactly where you're calling from in the comment section. We would love to know who is on here today. So please state your name and where you're calling from in the comment section as I communicate with our CEO. State your name and exactly where you're calling from in the comment section. State your name and exactly where you're calling from. We have Maryland, Latasha Carpenter. We have Alonzo from California. We have JR from Riverside, Hazel Brooks, Anguilla. We have Don Focus from Anguilla, Dana Queen from Maryland, Jasmine Rios, California. We have Kamal from Jamaica, AC from New York, Adriana, Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, we have people from all over the world chiming in, and we still got more people to go. We have a very special person joining us today. He is the reason why we all have an opportunity in this business to be able to provide for our families. He's a visionary. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started real shortly. We're going to have our CEO join us real quick. So please state your name and exactly where you're calling from as we wait on our CEO. How you guys feeling on this beautiful Monday? We are midway through the month. The numbers are looking phenomenal. Lives are getting ready to change. I am excited. You should be excited too. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful time to be a part of this life-changing, phenomenal business opportunity. How are you guys feeling today? Oh, I forgot it was even payday today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 15th of the month. If you got paid, let us know in the comment section. If you got paid, let us know in the comment section. If you got paid, let us know in the comment section. If you got paid, let us know in the comment section. As we wait on our CEO, ladies and gentlemen, get your teammates to this call. Send as many people to this call as possible. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, listen, I met this man 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I met this man, and my life has changed ever since, right? And it's like every single thing he has literally told me, good and bad, has come through my life, right? And that is called experience. Great for the most part, right? And it's like at times when you're young, you don't see a lot of things, but you need someone that has been through it. And when I say young, it has nothing to do with age, success, right? Because this man is not 70 years old. He's not 80 years old. I haven't even seen him with gray hair yet. But his experience and the success he's had, to attain that level of success, you get experience, right? And there's so many things that I remember maybe Armand telling me 2015, 2016, that 2023 I'm catching on. I'm like, wow, right? So safe to say this man knows exactly what he's talking about. He is an industry icon. It's hard to call people living legends because for people to become legends is usually after they're dead and gone and people get to appreciate what they did. But when someone is a living legend, meaning like he's alive, you can see him in the flesh and you can still see what he's done and how he's impacting and changing people's lives. It's mind blowing, right? So at this point, I want to invite a powerful man, a father figure, mentor, CEO, the visionary, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Armand Puyolt. Mr. Armand Puyolt, you could take over the call, sir.
How's everybody doing? This is fantastic to have you guys on at this moment. You know, it's been an exciting few months now. I know there's a convention coming up, and you know, I know there's a lot of different things happening around. But let me just fill you guys in on what we just accomplished. We've ended up purchasing a $100 million company just recently. It's a skincare line that is well known. It's a company that all dermatologists use, most of them at least, use around the world already. There's already a platform. There is tech in it that is just phenomenal. For example, there's technology in it that only even hospitals use only. For example, there's a technology that's called QXP, basically that it's for wound care. Basically, all the wounds, and it seals wounds, and it basically anybody who has a cut, or maybe you had a piece of cancer cut out of your body. Usually it's a big gap that's between, or you had a surgery. All this stuff, can be. It works so beautifully. It's the only product in the world that works for a wound care, basically. And so now this company basically created a skincare line, a high-end skincare line, where you see some of these units, for example, out in the marketplace that there are like $400 or $500. There's $600 for the bigger one, and sometimes $1,500 for another different one. They're very expensive stuff. But obviously we're bringing the price down for all our affiliates, so you guys can be able to blow these things out and make some money with it. But the technology that's in it is patented, and we own the patent now for all this stuff. We own the patent for basically a lot of the there's 85 patents in these creams that we own, basically, and we distribute now to a lot of dermatologists and surgeons and hospitals, as is right now, to fulfill the orders that was before. The second part is that we kind of I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but we've moved from the 1700 Milliken Avenue building that if you guys visited us, you guys would know, which was a humongous building. It had a theater for 1,000 people in it. It had cash and carry and will call and corporate offices and manufacturing, and it had a lot of different things. Well, we ended up moving from that building because we are now in a brand new building just the building alone in property around California, Southern California, is not cheap. And we just moved into a building that has 10 acres, of just property, and two massive buildings. There's 80,000 square foot office space that we are in. We have a warehouse, which is a brand new warehouse we built that is over 50,000 square feet of just warehouse space and everything on top of the other one. There's 475 parking slots that people can park at. It's just an amazing building. Today was the very first day the first signage went up, and you might see it on HQ, the first one that went up was basically CEO parking, right? That's the first one I put up on the wall, so nobody takes my spot, basically. But other than that, we're right now painting the building, so you'll see the building on the outside being painted, and it's like we're putting the words, the Vida Divina logos, all that stuff all over. But why am I telling you this? Well, the grand opening will be the Friday before the convention, basically. That'll be the grand opening, the ribbon cutting of the building and everything else. So if you guys are even close by and you guys want to be one of the first to be there, it'd be fantastic to be there. But the reason I'm telling you guys is not to just show off, because we're not trying to show off at all. We're just trying to prove the world one thing, that there's a lot of companies right now that are hurting really bad. There's literally a lot of companies. You guys seen a lot of network marketing companies right now shutting down. You guys seen a lot of regular companies shutting down right now. I mean, it's just an obvious era where there's a lot of different companies right now just crashing and burning. We are going the opposite way. We're going and we're growing at a rate that is so big right now that I think we are blessed, basically, in the way we're growing. So to me, that has been fantastic. Hopefully you guys get to see the building soon. Hopefully you guys are around. If you guys don't make it to the convention, fantastic. There's, obviously you guys can make it any other time. You guys can visit these buildings, can visit the manufacturing. We're still on this lot going to build a third building, basically, on it. And it's going to be I want to say a little arena, basically not just an event center. It's going to be like a little tiny arena that is going to hold maybe 5,000-6,000 people. That's the plan right now. And if we need to go anywhere else, we'll go back to the convention center, down the street, basically. So again, to continue on with everything that we're doing. So, we are in big plans right now of doing a lot of different things. You've seen new products coming down the pipeline. As a matter of fact, for a lot of you, you'll see that tomorrow we are launching the full line of coffee, Vida Divinas. So in the new packaging, it's not that we haven't had it. A lot of people have asked me, why don't you have Tomcat no more? What is? We've packaged Tomcat. We've packaged all this stuff maybe over a month ago already. But, we start selling these bags, the new packaging, people are not going to want the boxes. So we're kind of like, we're trying to force not selling, whatever we ran out of until basically we have that way. We have enough that, we'll send the rest to the other countries and we'll start pushing this off, basically we'll send it to Latin America, whatever boxes we have, and then we'll push all this stuff now coming out this week here. But you got everything. We even have Tomcat Ali Sculpt, ready to roll. So you're going to see that moving this week to all of you. So be amazed by that. There's a lot of people who were upset about, we put up, a lot of these kits for Mother's Day on these things, the skincare line, and some people didn't get an opportunity to purchase it. We're going to put another 500 up probably tomorrow morning, so you guys will see those up also. If you're interested in that, that's fantastic. If not, that's fantastic too. That's not a big deal for us right now. For us is to make sure that, guess what, we make a lot of money together. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get the equipment. We're trying to get the facility. You're going to see brand new equipment coming in. There's huge giant mixers coming into the new building. There's, all these multi-million dollars of just manufacturing equipment that's coming in the house to the new one that, we didn't just pull whatever we had off the other building and bring it over. Obviously, it was a time to upgrade, so we got brand new machinery coming in and everything else. That's going to be just fantastic for the growth of the company and everything that we're doing. So, I wasn't brought over today to tattletale on what we're doing, basically, and sneak a lot of the stuff in. So I want to do a little bit of a training so you guys understand what we're doing. But before we start all that, I also want to let you guys know that I will be in Dallas, Texas, June 1 through 4, and the ANMP basically is the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. So if you guys are anywhere near Dallas, we will be there. I will be one of the main speakers, and Vida Divina is the top sponsor of this event. So you guys are going to see that. If you guys want to join us there, fantastic. All the training will be in English. I will be training in English in that event. It's going to be pretty sweet, for everybody who wants to. If you guys are showing up, let me know. That way you hang up, you sit with me, and you eat with me. It's like, so if you guys want to do that, that'd be cool. I love to hang out with each and one of you whenever we can. So just remember that. That is, it's funny because everybody's like, we need the Tomcat Ali really bad. Yeah, we do. I know, guys. I know. Yes, but now you guys are going to get something that is phenomenal. Tonkat Ali obviously is not changing, but we have the Sculpt Tonkat that you guys are just going to be amazed by the energy, the power, the Tonkat power that you guys already know about. Everything else is just going to be one amazing, amazing product. I've been drinking it like every morning, and it's just been incredible. Like the whole day, especially when you can't sleep at night for everything that's happening, everything that's going on, all these conversations and everything that we're having now. It's pretty awesome. The other thing that that you guys are gonna see is that we've taken. If you guys are familiar with the Ducks of Anaheim, basically the hockey team, the professional hockey team of California, next to the Kings, we are now taking over Chipotle's signage on the ice. So we will be dead center on the ice on this. So all these professional teams who play against us, no matter where they're coming from around the world, they will be playing, and you're going to see them skate around Vida Divina logos. It's going to be pretty cool. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome. For that, it's just ridiculous. And we're working with the LA Clippers also to make sure that our signage are going to be at the new arena for the Clippers and everything else. So we're working on that also, and we're working with the MLS also with a team in Los Angeles also. So we're getting our brand out there a little bit more and more all the time, and you guys are going to see it. We're going to be taking over a lot. We are looking to sponsor teams in other parts of the world also. So we have a team of lawyers looking into that, where we can go, what countries to go to. We've been looking at a lot of European countries. We've been looking, obviously, Latin American countries. We've been looking at Africa. They have fantastic teams up there also. We've been looking at Dubai also. I mean, there's a lot of different, basically, teams that I think our logos will look phenomenal on them. Basically it'll bring out a huge perception of what we're doing basically around the world with our company. The other thing that we're doing is we're going to start working pretty hard on a lot of different, not fundraisers, a lot of assistance to people around the world. So we're going to start sharing a lot of the wealth around that we are building with Vida Divina. And to give you guys an opportunity to do so, we have some charities that we are actually trying to create. There's one that, for example, in Africa, we want to put water wells all over, and something that Albert and I talked about years back. So we're finally getting to that. It's going to be pretty cool. Latin America, there's some other things we can do, and there's obviously some countries that really need us bad, even if we're not in it. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and the beauty to these countries that we're going to be able to help is that you guys will be able to participate with time if you guys wanted to. For example, not with money if you don't have to, if you don't want to, but we can. If we got to go to, for example, Nigeria or Ghana or South Africa or Kenya, different places, and we're going to put some wheel walls, or we're going to put some something in to help the children. You guys can come down and facilitate and help us. Put the shirt on and help us out, which is pretty cool. Latin America is beautiful for that also. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of that work on that. I think it's just something that we have to do now. It's like not that we're forced to, but we have to morally start doing and start helping as much as we can around the world. I think it's going to be something pretty cool. So that's that with the news and stuff that just laying everything forward so you guys can understand what we're doing and where we're at. Now I think it's pretty cool that we have some time. We're gonna talk about things that are pretty cool. Let me show you something. Let me give you a sneak peek of something really cool. There you go. There you go. I don't know if you guys see that, but in the corner is red. It's already that red stripe is coming up on that building. It's moving forward. It's kind of hidden a little bit, but we've been working. There's the building itself. There's one of the buildings on this massive property. So we got, I don't know, you can see that right there. They can see that right now. They're knocking off everything. They're starting to paint. It was awesome. The building alone, it was, like I said, we spent over $33 million on this building. So I think it's going to be a phenomenal facility for every single one of you. It's going to be a phenomenal campus, basically, for a lot of you, because you guys are going to see, not only that, but next door to it, obviously, is a huge brand new building we built there for our warehouse. So everything's together in 10 acres of land. Everything's together with parking and everything else. So you guys are going to be able to visit something that's pretty cool, I think. I've been enjoying looking at the different things and setting up my new office, setting up all the corporate offices. You guys are going to see a training room in there that is very cool. I think you guys are going to see a lot of equipment basically in there working and building a lot of things. So let's get to the training before I bore every single one of you with my excitement. So it's like to me it's been a phenomenal few months. A lot of months without sleeping, a lot of months without really getting a good rest, because a lot of things coming, that I know and I want to scream out to the world that I haven't been able to. And I think when you guys see what we're doing, the vision that we're implying on everybody, it's going to be something that's going to be phenomenal. You guys are going to love everything that we're doing. So something about being a professional network marketer, to me, it's something that's very special, because one of the things that I always think about is how can we duplicate each other? How can we duplicate mass and growth, basically, and everywhere else? One of the things that you've noticed already, if you know a little bit about me, I'm the person, maybe if you don't know me, I'm the person that has taken more people from zero to millionaire in this whole industry. And I've taken so many people from nothing to multi-millions, even in other companies, not only ours, but if you look at the Hall of Fame of network marketing right now, half the people are in Vida Divina. Half. And that is pretty amazing, I think, especially when you're taking people from driving Ubers, from being construction workers, from being, working in farms, from working in agriculture, from working, at nurses cleaning hotels, and, from people cleaning homes, and, people doing a lot of different things that most people won't do, and now they're making more money than the President of the United States. It's just awesome at this moment. And that's one of the things that we want for everybody. We want to give you the opportunity to be able to grow in that manner. We want to give you the opportunity that if you want to actually make it happen, you can. And all you got to do is duplicate the wheel that we're working on. That is the most important thing, is duplication of the wheel. Now, here's one of the things that I want to start with. Is when we're starting to duplicate out, you have to be dressed for success. And one of the things that I've talked to a lot of people is that, if you're going to the beach, you're not going to go in a three-piece suit. If you're going to the beach, obviously you're going to be in a swimsuit. That's the uniform for that event. If you're coming to speak about business to anybody and money, I think you should be dressed professionally as much as you can. Now, a lot of people say, well, we don't have the amount of money to purchase a suit right now. Well, let me tell you one thing. When I started in network marketing, I was dirt poor. And you guys heard my story. We've lived from home to home. We've been kicked out. We've lived on the street. We lived out of a car. And how all this things, everything comes to be is that we learned that people are not going to believe if we're not dressed for success. So it's very important. Like, for example, at the very beginning, what did I do? I went to Goodwill. I bought me 3 suits at Goodwill. And I was lucky enough to find 3 suits that fit me, I'll be honest with you, at that time. And for a lot of you who are smiling, I wasn't as big as now. I was very thin at the very beginning. Then I grew. But then, then I shrunk again, But to me, to find something that fit perfectly, I was lucky enough to find 3 suits. Obviously, I purchased a few shirts and a few different ties, and that's all I did. Sometimes it was the same suit all the time, but it was a different tie, different shirt. But people looked at me as a professional. when I wore the suit. To me, that was incredible. So I do believe that people, if you are wanting to speak about money, if you're thinking, why aren't people closing? Why aren't people believing me? Why aren't people, they think something's wrong here. So they think maybe something is like it's not right, or it's a pyramid or whatever. All this stuff starts happening because when they see us downdressed, people don't believe in us. They don't. How many times have you talked to your family and friends about the opportunity and they laugh? And why did they laugh? They laugh because, number one, they know who you were in the past, and that's what they remember you as, right? Because they can't see you as the successful person because they're not successful. So they can't believe you can be successful, number one. So that's why I don't deal with people that don't believe in what I'm doing. Number two, basically, these people don't believe because we're also not dressed for success. Have you noticed a few of you that they're being pretty successful now? Every time you post something, you're visiting somewhere, or you're flying somewhere, or now you're dressed up better, your family's asking what's going on. What are you doing that is different? They notice it. And see, that's the way we have to work with family and friends, is that we have to prove to them that it works before we try to make them believe it works. You guys got that? That is important in everything that we're doing in network marketing, because unfortunately, the people who know us believe. Let me just put it this way. How many of you have gone to a family reunion with your aunts, your mom, your dad, your uncles, family, a lot of family? And the very first thing they talk about you is that old damn story, that something you did a long time ago, and they laugh about it every single time, and they remind it about every single time, and they like share the story every single time. So everybody in your family knows you as that person that created that mistake, that fell on yourself, or you got stuck on a fence, or you fell off a tree, or you did something dumb. That's what they remember you as. And unfortunately, that's what family and friends remember you as. They don't see you as that entrepreneur. So we kind of have to avoid family and friends at the beginning. But we have to prove to them with our actions and what we're doing. Okay? So one of the most dangerous roads in network marketing or any business is looking for a shortcut. And I find a lot of you, the reason you're not having success too sometimes, because most of you are, but the few that are not, you're looking for success in the wrong place. You're looking not to do the work and find a way not to do the work. You know how many people I find when I sit with you, and all of a sudden you're telling me that you're trying to find a way to sell on Facebook. You're trying to find a way to sell, via internet. You're trying to find a way not to contact anybody, but to do it automatically with a system, or to try to find a funnel that's going to take something, a work away from you, and people are going to. All that stuff is garbage. I'll be honest with you. Doesn't work, because you may be able to get sales, yes, and the sales are good. So I'm not saying don't do it, but don't depend on that for growth that is residual growth. For example, residual growth is when you get a customer or a distributor, and he keeps coming back to you every single week, every single month, whatever it is. That's residual growth. Now, people believe that you can do that online, and you can. And I'm not telling you it's impossible. There are obviously there's going to be the people who break that rule and are successful sometimes. There are those rare people that might make it. But let me tell you what it is. When you don't meet the people, when you don't touch people, when you don't make friends with people, actually, it's very difficult for them to stay along for the ride because they have nobody. When you make somebody and you create a relationship or a friendship, you create a relationship with somebody, doing the 5 steps to success, or you're talking to them, you're becoming friends. It's very hard for them to cut you off. It's very hard for them to go buy next month out of somebody else on Facebook. It's very hard for them to, instead of you selling them once, well, it's going to be very difficult for them to go buy it from somebody else because they like you at that point. So we got to create these relationships, and that's the hard part. But let me tell you one thing. With this business, it might be difficult at the very beginning, going out there and prospecting and talking to people one by one, and speaking and trying to grab people, trying to convert people over to the business. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be successful. And that's the point. A lot of people don't want to do the work to make that happen. You got to kind of change that chip. And I know some of you are here listening to me and go like, I don't want to do that. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a person that's going to go out there and create or find people or waste my time. That's why you're not successful right now. It's very simple. If you put it in terms we can all understand. How many of you have driven by a McDonald's? Most of us, right? And if you've driven by a McDonald's, I think all of us have. I mean, no matter where you're at around the world. Now, every single McDonald's is placed in front of a major street where there's millions of cars a day crossing right in front, correct? There's usually in a very great location. Now, do 1 million cars come into McDonald's a day? No. They don't even get not even a percentage of a percent of the people who drive by. Then you have to understand that for business-minded people, we understand that that's our business is going to work too. We don't need everybody to drive by. We need a niche market that believes in this product. You guys get that? And that's what we're trying to find, is that niche. So a lot of people get discouraged because most people say no. But if you really look at it, how many cars drive by McDonald's, basically by them driving and not going in, they're saying no. And they're in the millions every day. Just go passing by. The ones who come in, great. But with less than a percent of people, that niche that comes into McDonald's, they're a billion-dollar company. You understand that? With the niche market, if you learn to love the niche marketplace, you can be a multi-millionaire. If you're not afraid of the niche market, what there is to be in the niche market? We're going to receive a lot of no's. Most people are not going to want to buy from us. Most people are not going to believe. Most people are not going to want. But we're looking for the few who will. And those few who will make something great. That's why I love going to conventions, by the way, or to events around the world, like the one we went to Jamaica. Why do we love that? Because in that room, there may be 200, 300, 500, maybe 1,000 people, depending on the place, 2,000 people. But all those people have a common mindset for the business, which is very different than your household, where you're the only one with the mindset, or maybe you and your partner, but everybody else doesn't have that mindset. Everybody else is telling you, go get a job, don't do this, don't do that, don't go out, don't be, and blah, blah, blah. That's why I love going to places where there's multitudes of the same mindset, because it proves to us that there's a lot of us. We're not a few. And then you have to also learn that not everyone is designed by God to be an entrepreneur. Okay? And we have to understand that. Sometimes we don't want to believe it because you sit there, try to convince your uncle for hours to at least try the tea. And he don't want to. How many of you try to convince people for hours to try to just to drink the tea at your house for free? And they wouldn't. Right? Why? Because most people won't. It's not for them. We're looking for the niche market. Now, can you convince your uncle to drink it? Eventually, yes. It's going to take you a lot of work. He's going to drink it. But the time you spent trying to convince one person that he's going to always complain about it, by the way. If you convince him to drink it, he's going to always say things that are negative. Now, why would you want to convince somebody and waste all that time? With all that time, you could probably bring 3 or 5 or 6 different people from outside that you don't know. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, Armand, Why do you always cold market? Cold market is going after brand new people, not warm market. Warm market is the people that know you, that have seen you, that they know who you are, where you live, your number. Those are warm market people. I don't touch a warm market, ever. And I don't do it for a reason. Especially if you're brand new, I wouldn't touch anybody in your family or your friends. Or your neighbors, or somebody that knows you. Why? Because quote my words, I rather practice on people I don't know. You understand that? So, if I come up to a person, I go, hey, how would you love to lose 5 pounds in 5 days with a product so organic, even a 5-month-old can use it? And they go like, what? No, whatever. And they say, no. Look, they said no. It's not going to hurt me. They're not going to laugh at me. They're not going to go and talk to my family about it. They're going to talk to other friends about it. I'm not going to be, just because I told one person, I'm not going to be not invited to a birthday party or Thanksgiving or an event that a family is having, Because that's usually what happens when you start selling to the family. You start being not invited to these family events. All of a sudden, like, hey, you start talking to somebody, hey, you were at the barbecue. What barbecue? Wait a minute, they didn't tell me there was a barbecue? And then sometimes you find out that something's going to happen, but you didn't get it, but you figure they just didn't invite you, but you're always welcome. So you walk in. Then they're telling you, hey, they come up to you and approach you and goes, please don't sell to nobody. Please don't try to do this. Don't try to do that. And then you figure out, wait a minute, they really didn't actually invite me. They didn't actually want me here because they think I'm going to sell to everyone, right? So one of the things as an entrepreneur is to know your line. Know your line in your family. You never cross that line, basically. Now people tell me, so what do I do with my family and friends? Because I got people that are entrepreneurs too in there. Yeah, but when they see you on Facebook or Instagram or on TikTok, and they see you traveling, and then they see you later on in better clothing, and they see you driving a new car, and then they see you growing, don't you think they're going to wonder, especially if they knew who you are, don't you think they're going to say, what the heck are you doing? Don't you think they're going to ask the questions? Of course. It's human to do that. Everybody wants to learn what the heck is he doing. This guy over here was living almost on the street. How is he driving this new Toyota? How is he dressed like that now? How is he going to restaurants every other night and he's posting? How is he living this type of lifestyle? He goes, is this true? Talk to me. What is it? That's how you get family and friends. That's how you get people to join you that are family and friends or people who know you, by showing them the road. But we have to work to show them. For example, we have to go and practice on people that don't know us. Make mistakes on people that don't know us. That's okay. It's not going to hurt you if they make mistakes on them. That's why it's a practice. It's like going to a lawyer or a doctor. It's a practice. If they screw up on you and you die, it's a practice. It's on their insurance policy. It's like if they operate on you, and this doctor is in practice, and something happens, their insurance policy is like it was a practice. Basically, that's how they take it. It's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn, basically. But without hurting people, basically, you can do the same thing by practicing on people you don't know. That's why I always insist on people. You must go outside and talk to 25 people a day, minimum. Get 25 people to tell you no every day. If you can get 100 people to tell you no every day, you'll be very successful by the end of the year. I'll be honest with you. Because there's always a very small percentage that is always going to say yes. There's going to be a very small percentage that's always going to be, yes, I'll do that. Now, the other point, basically, is when you talk to people, you have to know how to sort through people before you talk to them. See, a lot of you have diarrhea of the mouth. And what's diarrhea of the mouth? Is you say too much because you're excited. Okay? So, how do we prevent this diarrhea of the mouth? You gotta be cautious of what you're talking about all the time. I know you're excited. I know you're excited about the comp plan because it pays so well. I know you're excited about the products. I know you're excited about a lot of different things. But here's the kicker. Everyone you talk to only needs bullet points that you're going to talk to them. When they ask that question, then you can answer them and fill them in on what they ask. But don't fill them in on something they don't ask. You guys got that? That's important. For example, let me give you an example of it. When you go prospecting those 25 no's, I'm selling product. That's what I'm doing. It's not that I want to be a salesman. It's that we're prospecting through people that want to find people who will love the product, are going to take the product, use the product, love the product. Okay? See, when I do a home party, for example, and I don't know, a lot of you maybe have been in Mary Kay. A lot of you maybe have been in phenomenal places. In Mary Kay, in Avon, in Princess House, in all these multi-billion-dollar companies, they will never do a home party, put products in front of you, and then on top of that, talk to you about the comp plan. That will never happen. Because people, if you talk to them about the product, make them fall in love with the product, and then you talk to them about money, they're going to say, that's why you're talking to me about this product like that. Because you want to make money. They see it that way. So you always got to divide the two. And most people make the mistake, they want to tell everybody everything at once. You want to tell them, this does this does this, and then we make this so much money over here, and it just makes everything incredible for them to believe. It's like to them, it's like, you're lying to me. This has to be lying, even though it's all real. So you got to divide what you're saying from now on. For example, I would go prospecting just with product and talk to them just about the product, just about the product, just about the product. That's when you do, if you look at the 5 steps, you're going to go out there with product, sell them product. And not that we want to sell it, it's that we want to get the noise coming back from it. So we're going to do a follow-up call with them. Usually it's about a few days later. When we follow up with people, guess what happens? We ask them, hey, Latasha, did you like the tea? Hey, Don, did you like the tea? Obviously, these two have a phenomenal testimonials. I know it. Now, imagine Don telling me, which he wouldn't, but let's just say he says, I don't like it. My answer to him would be very simple. It's like, Don, I would giggle. It's like, Don, come on, man. When you try it, call me. You're going to love it. Why do I tell them this? Because most people who tell you they don't take it, that's like 99.9% of everybody. They really didn't. They when they tell you I didn't like it, that means they didn't take it. They didn't even try it. Somebody, when they got home with it, they're like, "Oh, this is awesome." And they got home, and somebody at home scared them to use it. Oh, somebody told, "You're going to die with that. Do you know what it has? Do you know the ingredients? Did the doctor tell you that you can take that?" Nobody's telling you if you can take a Coke. Nobody's telling you if you can drink that beer. Nobody's telling you if you can drink eat those ribs that people eat. All that stuff can kill you, but you still take it. But healthy food, this is what it is. It's food. That's all it is. Nutrition. So sometimes people get scared about that. So when you tell them that, Don's going to go like, how do you know I didn't take it? This might be good. So most likely they'll take it at that point when you answer them that way. So when they tell me, Don goes like, hey, I love the product. You know what? It did this for me. It did that for me. It did this for me. Fantastic. You guess what? That's a phenomenal testimonial. And I'll keep that testimonial. And I'll talk to Don a little bit more as a friend because I want to create that friendship with him. So we'll have a conversation. After that conversation, I won't push more on it. I'll just say, Don, thank you, man. We'll talk later. Guess what? He goes, I love the testimonial. It's something phenomenal. And hang up. Then I'll call him the next day. Or 6 hours later. If I call him in the morning, I'll call him at night. If I call him at night, I'll call him in the morning. And I'll say, Don, You know what, brother? I've been thinking about you and your testimonial all this time. You know, with your testimonial, I can make a lot of money. See, I'm already planting him. There's business involved. I'm not inviting him yet, but I'm planting a seed inside his mind by telling him that. You know, I can make a lot of money with your testimonial. I'll tell you what, Don, I don't know, if I can record your testimonial one day, what if I give you like $10 off as a preferred customer? You know, would that, you know, can we do that trade? You know, so I'm planting now a seed telling him I can give him this product that he loved a little bit cheaper for an exchange. And not only that, I'm telling him his story has value without telling him that. That's what he's reading, right? So Don goes, yeah, no problem. You can come over and you know, record me anytime or whatever. We'll do the testimonial and everything. Fantastic. It'll be long. But then before I hang up, I'll tell, hey Don, you know what? What about if I teach you what I do, and then we talk to people that, you know, that have the same issues, like family and friends I have with you, you know, that may have the same issues that you. What do you think that, you know, would you be interested? So at this point, if he goes like, nah, you know, I don't like sales. Nah, I don't like this. You know what? Don't worry about it, Don. I'll come over, record that video. You'll be a preferred customer. I'll give you that discount. See? I won't push more. Why? Because I already sorted through him as a customer at that point. You guys got that? Now if Don goes, yeah, you know what? That sounds interesting. Talk to me about it. Then I invite Don to like a cafe, to somewhere where I can talk to him about the comp plan. Or I'll invite him over to a meeting or a Zoom call, something where he'll hear the plan, basically. See, now I kind of qualified him before putting him into the zone. You guys got that? Because see, let's just think about it like a sports, like in sports. If we're playing on a team, let's just say it's basketball. Before I put you on the team, before you are the point man, or before you are an outside shooter, or before you are playing a position within the team, you have to qualify for it. I'm not just going to throw you in because I threw you in. So you got to pre-qualify every single person you're going to be bringing in. Now, why do I do that? Because sorting makes millionaires if you learn to sort correctly. You've all heard the word saying that money is in the follow-up. But it's true. Yet, sorting makes millionaires. Sorting makes fortunes. So learning to sort and ask the right person to do the business, it's like multiplying and creating great wealth really quickly. It'll help you build very, very fast. Now, let me give you an example of it. If I come into a meeting, like say a weekly meeting at a hotel with 60 people, okay? Some of you have those, some of you don't. I understand that. Or maybe a home party or a home meeting, whatever. If I come over to this business meeting with a person who I sorted already through, 100% he's signing up. But if you're bringing to this meeting a person who's never tried the product, doesn't know the product, whatever, he's for the first time showing up to listen to it, they're going to have a lot of questions. They're not going to believe what you're telling them about the product right away. And then if you bring doubters, they can kill others who are in the room with you. But just imagine if all of us were here, we're 129 people here on the call right now. And if we had a meeting, let's just say I had a business opportunity meeting, let's just say Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, I have this business opportunity meeting, and I asked every single one of you, bring one sorted person that you sorted already. Just one, at the minimum. You can bring more, but bring at least one. Guess what happens when everybody shows up to that meeting? 129 people extra show up on top of you. You know, of the 129 people here, everybody brought one person. Everyone will join. Why? Because they already know they have a testimony. I can turn to a brand new person and goes, how'd you like the tea? How'd you like the tea? And they're going to be speaking in front of the room. I won't have to do a comp plan. All I have to do is story, 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 story. And these are all people who are brand new telling us their testimonial from everybody that's brand new. And they're like, I just started drinking it last week. This did this for me. I just started doing this. It did this for me. I started doing this. It did this for me. And all of a sudden at the end, I go, look, 50, 50, 50. I start talking about the 50, 50 comp plan. Guess what they're going to do? Sign up. That's all we have to do. If you bring sorted people into the call. Now, if you bring people who have never been in there, never done this and all this stuff, they're going to be lost. They're going to go like, I got to go ask my wife. I got to go ask my husband, see what he thinks. I got to go do this. And you know, they're not going to repeat the same information you repeated. They're going to repeat something else that they heard to people. So people are going to be very confused. At the end of it, they're not coming into the business. And they're not going to be a customer. Why? Because you did not sort through it. Now, is there an exception to the rule? Obviously, there's always going to be a person who jumps in the business like that. But they're very seldom. How have I built massive organizations throughout my whole life? How have I been number one distributor in every single company that I've been in? Doing it this way. Sorting through people. And when you sort through people, you don't have a tree of your organization that is empty, 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 empty. One here, empty, 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 empty. Another one here, empty, empty, empty. You know what I'm talking about, like the sausages that you sell in New York. You know, you get all the sausage links hooked up together, and they're all empty, basically. That's not a business. That's bringing in. You know what? When I see an organization of a lot of people in your organization and they're not active, they're dead, basically, and there's only like a few active people. That means you didn't sort through. That means you brought on a lot of people that could have been great customers, but you scared them off as a distributor. Imagine if you would have turned those into customers, those people would still be buying today. Just buying. That's all they cared about. See? So we got to learn how to convert people over and how to talk to people. Now, there's a lot of testimonials. A lot of you have great testimonials. You know, I see Andres all the time online selling hand to hand to everybody, which I love, my man. I mean, I see you moving around. I see you selling to people. And I know you're getting a lot of, you know, people coming saying things that I love this stuff. You know, how can I buy more? What can I do? People are going to ask the questions. You know, it's pretty awesome. I see a lot of people basically that do the business in certain ways that is very powerful. But you must sort through people before you introduce them to the business. Because let me just put it in a different way we can understand. More than 99% of the people are not entrepreneurs. They're trained to work for somebody else. You know, if you look at the world, 2% of the population employs the rest of the world. So, if the 2% employ the rest of the world, and not all 2% are full entrepreneurs, by the way. How many of them are going to do or listen to network marketing? Less than a fraction of those. You know? So, we need to do something like that now. Hard work. Is it worth it? For me, it's worth it for the freedom. It's worth it for the lives we will touch. It's worth it for the people you will know and the places you will see into the future. I think it'll be worth it. You know, a lot of people, especially a lot of poor people, a lot of people with no money go like, we're going on vacation. I go on business trips. Everywhere I go all over the world. I'm going to Peru in a few days to do an event with 1,000 people. You know, and what am I doing? I'm not going on vacation. Will I go to restaurants and will I go eat something? Will I go see something? Yeah, of course. But I'm on a business trip. See what I'm saying? I visit all of Europe. I know most countries around the world. There's very few I don't see, I don't know. So last time I was in Ghana, for example, with Alfred here, who was in the call. He's like, Armand, he goes, I'm going to take you something real cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I've basically seen a lot of different things, so not much excites me all the time. But he said something that excited me. He says, we're going to go see a castle. It's like, castle? That sounds cool. So we went to this castle, right? And then one of the things that you'll learn about me is that I hate going. That's why I don't like Europe much, because it's like everywhere around Europe, there's always Holocaust. Many people died here. Many people. That's all there is. It's like I went to go do the European network marketing event in Amsterdam, and they're like, you want to go see where Anne Frank lived, in this house, and she died on the top and all. Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see happy things. I want to see things of joy. I want to see people smile. I don't want to see horrific things, right? And then Alfred takes me to this castle, which he blessed the man, because this is really cool. But we got there, and it's like, this is where people took all these people, they made them slaves and waited for the ships to come so they could put them on the boat. And they died down here, and they did this, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. It's not for me. But obviously, you go around the world everywhere, you see a lot of different things. Like I said, sometimes we're on vacations, but for us, it's like business trips. We're enjoying same thing. So you decide what you want to do. Let me give you another example of my vacations. Sometimes, for example, especially when my kids were younger, we loved to take them to Disneyland every weekend. They go, weekend? Yeah, we had like a year pass. And every weekend we were at Disneyland. Why? It was fantastic for you imagine you got kids, they're happy, they love it. As a matter of fact, they ended up not wanting to go for a long time. So it was like a big plus too, because you tired them out. But here's the deal. Let's just say you go to Universal or Disney or whatever. The kids love that stuff. We love that stuff too. But hey, a lot of us don't go because it's expensive, right? But what if you were in line? Those lines are long. How many of you been to them? It's like you've been to like a theme park, and the line's like an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. You're wasting your time there, right? What if you were there with another adult and you were just speaking out loud of the business and how much we're doing and where we're going and how the products are and everything else? Don't you think there's people that are like they're zigzagging you like back and forth, and they have the ear because since there's no other entertainment, they're listening to yours. They're listening to you. At the end of the ride, I always had people just asking, what's that about? How can I get that? And there's people waiting for me. Like, they're like, man, they're just like listening to everybody pretends they don't listen to other people's conversations, but everybody listens to everybody's. We're bored and we're listening to interesting conversations. You mean they lost 80 pounds? You mean they lost 40 pounds? You mean this and that? And just with this product alone, by the time you're outside, there's multiple people waiting for you to find out what it is. So I used to go to Disneyland every weekend and make more money than I spent at Disney. How cool is that? So was I on a vacation? No, it's a business trip. So no matter where you at, you always have to be prospecting. See, one of the things is some people feel shame in prospecting. Like, oh my God, I don't know what they're going to say. What if they say whatever? Are you going to see them again? No. So what does that matter? If they get mad, so they get mad. That's it. Done. You don't want to see them. If they like it, you'll see them again. If they want to know more, you'll see them again. What if? What if you were at the supermarket, everybody you spoke to, if you always go in pairs and you're talking to each other and somebody's listening, and you capture one person at least every time you go to the supermarket? How cool would that be? They have a style of doing sales here in California that they brought from Herbalife or Mexico or something like that. That is pretty cool. They have a business in the trunk of the car. And people will go, basically what they're doing right now, and they're selling like 40 to 90 products a week right now, doing this. They open up, especially the ones with the SUVs, even better, but there's ones with the trunk. They open up the trunk, it looks like a full store. They call it cajuelazos in Spanish. I don't know what it was. But they'll have a whole trunk in the back with product, like a table. They have a cloth that goes over the bonnet, basically over down, and they're just like with the logo and everything, and they're just talking to everybody in the parking lot until they get kicked out. And these people are selling, I'm telling you, 40 to 80 products a week. We have people making, there's two people in Vida Divina, they're making $1 million a year in sales, and they don't have a left or right to their binary. Just sales. And just remember, every product you sell, you make $30 profit. So how many products do you need to change your lifestyle? How many products do you need to? So, I mean, there's different ways of doing it. It's like home parties. I love home parties. That's the fastest way to grow. You know, and who do you get to do a home party? Get somebody who don't believe in your work. For example, you know that uncle that everybody keeps saying, like, you're trying to convince, instead of convincing him, why don't you tell him, hey, Uncle Joe, guess what? I have a business that I sell products. But here's the thing. If you invite your friends, you go to your house, everybody shows up, I bring the products, I do the party, I do everything, and whatever you sell, you make $10 per product that sells. How would you like that? You know you make 30, right? So if you sell 1 through 10 products, I'll give you 10. If it sells from 20 products and above, I'll give you $15 each, and you can change it if you want. How many home parties can you do? Now let's just say, for example, all 100, like out of the 123 people who are on the call right now, let's just say the 100 of you, every day at the same time, let's just say 6 p.m. every single day, we all do a home party. And everybody, these 100 people here, let's just say the 123 people, just imagine this. You know how many people you have on your team, right? That are actively doing something. Put that number in your calculator. Let's just say 123 right now. Times 10 people that show up to that home party. Minimum. That's 1,250 people that are seen in your organization. They're seeing product. They're going to purchase product. 1,250 times 40 points each product, that's 50,000 points one day work. And we all did it together. You guys got that? So, how many people you have on your team? Let's just say it's 10 people on your team. 10 people who bring 10 people at a home party. That's 100 people that show up. 100 people times 40 points each product. If they just buy one, they're usually going to buy 4 or 5 products at the home party. That's 4,000 points for each home party. So, how many people do you need to have success? How many people do you need doing the home parties every day? How many people do you need sorting through people that already purchased the product? These are the slight points that I use to create things that are, to create things that are huge in network marketing. So I'm asking you one thing. What about stop playing small? What about if it's time to build something spectacular? What would you do? What about if there's that moment in time where you can do something that is different today that'll change your lifestyle forever? So, as we're talking about this, when we talk to people, learn how to talk to people too. And we'll learn by making mistakes. But you're going to learn that sugar, people love sugar compared to veggies. Okay? And I'm talking about the way we talk. Why sugar is something easy. Why there's a lot of people in business, basically, they love sugar instead of veggies. What do I mean by that? Let me just explain. For me, sugar means simple. Like something you're going to love it really quickly, you're going to fall in love. A lot of people try to go to Facebook and do sales on Facebook and do sales on Instagram and TikTok because that's sugar for them. That's like something that's quick and they can maybe get, but it doesn't bring you future. It'll bring you sickness. It'll bring you not making money in the future. It'll break you down. Vegetables is something that's forced almost to eat for a lot of people. That it's tough for them to eat it. It's tough for, but the more they eat it, the better it's going to get. It's like the business. Your business, doing the work that we need to do, all the 5 steps, doing, basically going and qualifying every single person that you can by sorting them, that's hard work. But the more you do it, it's like taking vegetables. You're getting healthier. You're getting better. You're not getting sick now. See what I'm saying? That's powerful. So, I'm hoping that you guys are understanding everything that I'm telling you, and I'm not going too fast. Let me talk to you about, and end with this. These are my 10 things that can kill your business really quickly. I call them my 10 deadly sins that people commit. And they do it all the time without even knowing, because we're human, basically. But we got to train ourselves. See, we got to build habits that are good. They're going to build onto your business to take on your business forever. You know, so to me, that is powerful. So number 1, how can I say this? Okay, overinflating a product or service. See, a lot of you try to sell the products by saying it cures something. That's the wrong way to sell a product. A lot of you trying to do it because it's easy that way. You think, but you know what? At the end, if it didn't work, you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed in your business. It's better to sell the product without overinflating it. Trying to create a product that sounds so incredible, you know. No, just tell the truth. Just say the truth of what it is, and that's it, what we felt with the product. Even if your product can do 40 different things, we talk about what it did to us. To me, because people can sense when you're telling them the truth. So never overinflate products or services or the comp plan. Okay? Number 2, lying about your income will destroy your business. I'd rather have somebody tell me as a professional, I'm not making much money right now. I just started, you know, or I haven't been working, but I'm barely getting started in the business. And this is what I've done. This is the company. I believe this is why I believe it. And this is why I think I'll be in 5 years in the company. I'd rather join somebody who's like that than somebody telling me, oh, we're going to make a lot of money. I'm making $1 million. I'm making this. They stand in front of the room saying, I'm a millionaire when I'm not a millionaire. People can read that. It's like, for example, you know how many people I've crossed in front and we sat on the same table and they're trying to like either talk me into their business or I'm speaking to them about mine. You know how many people I sat in front of that was wearing a fake Rolex, for example? You know, a lot of people go, well, they look exactly the same as the real ones. You know, people who own Rolex know what a Rolex looks like. We all know. It's like, you know, it's like you can't fake some things. You can't fake us being better. It just doesn't happen. But you can tell the truth and you can grow together. See what I'm saying? So sometimes fake it till you make it, lying about your income will kill you at the end. Will kill your business. Will destroy what people believe in you. They'll take all the belief out when they find out the truth. And that becomes horrible. Number 3, negative talk. Talking negative about other people on your team, other people in other companies, other people. Just don't do it. But I don't care if they're your worst enemy. Don't speak negative to nobody about nobody. That doesn't help you in anywhere of the business. Like, if somebody's trying to sell them a product and you're trying to sell them another product, and you're like, well, that guy is this and that guy is that, and trying to you're losing credibility in business. We think we're helping each other, We're not. You'll never hear me speak negative of anybody in the industry. Even people who I hated in the industry, that we've had fights in the industry. You won't ever hear me. They may speak a lot of stuff about me. Fantastic. I don't care. But I will never do it to other people. Why? Because it looks bad on me if I'm doing it. Like it looks bad on anybody who does it. And that can ultimately destroy your team, especially if you're talking negative of somebody within your team. Oh, I don't like the way she does this. I don't like the way she does this and she does that. And guess what? It's going to get back around and everybody's going to know you guys are fighting. Forget it. People don't want to be in a business where people are fighting. People don't want to be in a business that people don't care about each other. So, even if you don't like it, pretend you do. That's all I can tell you. Pretend you love. When you take a picture, smile, hug them, you're like this. And then when you leave them, you wash off or whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better. But you do that away, somewhere else. That's it. You can't be negative, basically. People don't like that. Okay? Number 4, inconsistency. Not being consistent with your work. Not being consistent at what you're saying. Like if you're telling everybody, go do the 5 steps, but you're watching the novella at home. You're watching American Idol at home, and all that stuff. Forget it. People are going to learn. Like, you know what? She's not consistent. He's not consistent. To be consistent, always, people look up to you if you see you consistent. You know what's the best part? If you're consistent and you're posting every day. Do you know, for example, if you post every day that you're working, that you are recruiting, that you are on a call, like you just show that you're on a call, that you're doing a one-on-one, you're talking to somebody selling a tea, those pictures, even if you don't do it every day, but let's just say you posted it every day, like you're doing it every day. When you got somebody going like, I don't know why I'm not making money, because are you doing all this too, like I am? They're going to say, no, maybe you got to do all this too. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to do what you do, or what you're showing them you're doing. That is powerful. Because, see, most people fail in this business because their uplines or people, they don't show consistency. They don't show they're working. They don't show they're constantly doing something. And some people get pissed because they see somebody at the beach and goes like, man, I'm working my ass off so he can go to the beach. Without noticing that, hey, he's also working, but see, he's not posting that. So I always recommend post every day that you're working. It's going to work out fine. Let me give you another example as a professional in network marketing. If I was looking, like for example, people go like, how do you catch these big whales that bring a lot of people? You want me to tell you the secret? I want to tell you the secret right now. See, if I was going to go to another company, let's just say, and I know I'm going to bring 1,000, 2,000 people, maybe 5,000 people with me, maybe even more, who knows? You think I'm going to be able to train everybody at that new company by myself? Not happening. So who am I looking for so that person can sponsor me? Who am I looking for a sponsor when I'm looking for sponsorship? Who am I looking to sponsor me? The person I see who's working the most, doing the most meetings, doing the most everything. Why? Because I know he's going to be able to take a lot of that brunt for me of the people I'm bringing to train. You guys got that? So the more you show people that you're working every day in your business, the more a big leader is going to want to join you. You don't have to be this big giant diamond. You don't have to be this big giant person that's making a lot of money in the company. They want somebody that's going to support them while they're learning the business. They can do the business. They can do the training. They can do all that. And in turn, they're going to bring you a lot of people. You guys got that? Okay. Number 5. One of the worst sins you can make is spend more money than you make. you know, this hurts all the time because people always want to flaunt what they don't have. You know how many people I see walking around with Gucci shoes or Gucci belts or Louis Vuitton belts and stuff like that, showing that off when they have a $20 jean on and, you know, they have a $500 belt on. You know, it just doesn't make sense sometimes. And I'm not saying it's wrong completely, but I think people who are entrepreneurs and you show them you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter what watch you have or any of that stuff. They want to become an entrepreneur. But when you're faking it like that, sometimes people look at it wrong. That's all I'm saying. Okay? And you spend more money, you're in debt. And that brings desperation to your business. And we're trying to grow business with desperation behind it, that you're going nowhere. You're going to end up crashing and burning. In any business. Okay? Number 6 is a big one. 6 of my 10 deadly sins is stealing. Now, what's considered stealing for me? Stealing is, let's just say you went to help somebody, but you signed that person up instead, under you. But you went to help somebody else to recruit that person. Or a person called you and said, well, I don't want to come in with him. I want to come in with you because you're the leader. Or because you talked to, I like you better. And you sign that person up, that's stealing. If you are, for example, talking to somebody, go, you know what, I'll give you product for 6 months until your 6 months are over, and then you re-sign up with me. That's stealing. Stealing will come back to you and haunt you the rest of your life. In this industry, it's a very small industry. There's only 6,400 network marketing businesses in the world. Okay? Right around there. 6,400. We, as leaders, I kind of know everybody in the industry. And a lot of people know me. It's a very small world we live in. So, if you get caught taking somebody from somebody, somebody's going to find out. And then, you know, you can spend a world, you know, a huge time in your life trying to build who you are, the perception of how powerful you are as a leader and everything else. But one dumb thing like that can kill that perception to nothing, to trash. So that it's just something that I always go by. I don't do that. I don't care if some people call me, it's like, I want to sign up with you. It's like, I don't sign nobody up. I'll help you. I don't care if I don't make money off of you. I'll help you. But you sign up with the person who contacted you, who I know who that is. You know, that's the way I've done it all the time because for the same thing. Okay? And then the worst part is if you show people, it's like monkey see, monkey do. You show people to steal, they're going to steal too. And it's just going to become a mess. So it's like we don't want people to duplicate the bad things. And we don't. It just destroys businesses. You know, at all. It's like, for example, some people go like, well, how bad has it been? You know, I've kicked out of this business. Literally, we've closed their account. 3 diamonds. Some of you have been here long enough to see that happen. 3 diamonds, you know, and people go like, why did you kick that? He goes, all that money you're going to be losing and all this stuff and all the sales. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much sales you make. It's the, you know, you got to protect the majority. You got to protect the majority of how they think and what they think about the company and what they think about you. I'd rather get rid of one person that sells a lot of product and he's a diamond and makes a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of noise and he may take a lot of people with him. It doesn't matter. Why? Because I rather save the majority of the people who have a dream to do something. It's just as simple. Number 7. It's a biggie too. One of my big rules. Stop sleeping around with people in your teams. Some people go to conventions, they start shacking up in their rooms and da-da-da. That's the worst thing you can do. You'll destroy your team like so fast you couldn't believe it. Some of the guys here go like, well, you know, they'll find out. Nobody's keeping their mouth shut. You're going to be known as that person, and they're going to, your whole network, the majority of the network marketing business and everywhere around the world, majority is women. The majority. You do damage to one, they're going to find out very quickly, and you're not going to have a team very quickly. And it goes the same for women. It's like, it's the last thing women want in their team is a woman that's sleeping around with their teammates. So it's the same thing. Number 8, public drinking or drugs and all that stuff. But mainly drinking is what. One of the things you'll never, ever see me do is drink in front of anybody. Any bit of alcohol. Some people go, well, we're all adults, we're all this, we're at a party, let's just take a little bit of champagne. No. Why? Because you do not know how people act when they drink. You may act well when you drink. You may not. You know yourself. But there's some people with one cup, they're saying everything they've held back for years. They're telling it to their face to somebody else, and they're destroying your team. They're doing different things. They're saying different things. Some of them are very happy. Some of them are very angry. You don't know the way it's going to go. So you keep alcohol away from your teams. Never take your team to a bar. Never take your team together to a place where they're drinking. Never be around, never order a drink wherever there's drinks available. Never let your team drink when they're on your table. What they do in their private time, what they do away, it's fine. But drinking can actually, not because they're drunk, not because people get drunk, but just being able to hold it. Sometimes words come out of people who are drinking. It says, they say, the truth comes out of children and people who are drinking. 2 things. Okay? You don't want some of that truth coming out in front of everybody. All of a sudden, they remember that, and they're all screaming, and they're fighting, and your whole team goes to the crapper. It's just that simple. Okay? Number 9 of the deadly sins, hogging the spotlight. If you're a leader and you do not share the spotlight with your team, you're doing yourself harm. You got to learn to teach people to duplicate who you are. So you got to let them be on stage. You got to let them lead the room. You got to let them do the comp plan. You got to let them do stuff, because that's the only way you're going to be able to duplicate out. If you want to do everything, sign every form, sign every person for them, it's going to go to a point where you have no time to be able to grow. And some people, because of the ego, they decide they want to do it that way. That's fantastic for them, but you're not growing to millionaire status. So we got to learn to not hog the spotlight. Let other people, get that light. When I fly around to all these countries and all these cities around the world, my job is not to come applaud it's Armand Puyolt who showed up. It's me coming in and edifying the leadership who lives there, so when I leave, that leadership has status, has name, has more pull for people. That's what I do. You share the light and you edify that light to that person. That's what leaders do. And the more you do that, the bigger you will grow. You guys got that? Number 10. Don't permit yourself to be in a success coma. Let me clarify. Success coma for me is when you get to a point that you've never made that kind of money. Let's just say sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's sapphire, sometimes it's ruby, sometimes it's diamond. I don't know. It depends on the different person. Some people get to a point, I'm telling you right now, that you make some kind of money that you think you made it. It's like you were living in the basement of a huge building. And you finally got to the lobby, but you think you're in the penthouse. It just doesn't work. You have more levels to go up, but you're so happy you made it to that lobby, you think you're the world at that moment. And some people stop working because they think they made it. Because what ends up happening? Your business starts disappearing. We cannot stop working. because we made it to. I'm telling you right now, if you made it to Global Royale, I'm telling you right now, you don't stop working. I don't care. You don't stop working. It's the minute you stop working, your team stops working. It's only a matter of time before your whole team disappears. You want to maintain and keep growth going? You got to keep going. You can't fall asleep. You can't think, I made it yet. You got to keep pushing yourself for more. One of the things that I love about Albert, for example, he's hit some positions, and he's always thinking for more. He always wants more. He's not stopping for more. And sometimes he gets punched in the gut because, the business or whatever is going on. He's always wanting more. He's always hungry for more. Same thing I know with Latasha. Same thing I know with a lot of people who are here. Aisha. They're always wanting more. And it's something that you always have to put that in your sights. Like Christopher. It's another one. So never let yourself fall into a coma of success. Never get happy in a situation where you're at. If you're not doing nothing and you're happy because you reach it and you stop working, you're doing it wrong. You gotta push. You're in a world right now where, basically there's no limitations in what we can do. There's no limitations in what kind of money you can make. There's no limitations in what we can succeed at. And you're stopping? Just sometimes doesn't make sense to me. Some people go, Armand, if I ever get to the position you're at, I made it. I'm like, you know what? When you get to the position I want, if you're in my mind, I'm still pushing every single day. Why? Because even though it might be where you want to be at, it's not where I want to be at now. I want to keep growing. I want to keep going forward. I want to keep building. I want to make this company number one in the whole world. I want to make sure we have millions, not thousands and thousands and thousands. I want millions and millions of people that came out from zero. I don't even have to have millionaires. All I want is people. I want millions of people to come from not having nothing to be able to feed their children and live with their children and work with their children. And that's it. I mean, it doesn't have, you can do it maybe whatever it is that you want to make a week. But as long as you know where food's coming, the rent's paid, everything's paid, and you're living well, that's rich to me. Now, we want to be millionaires? We can work for that. Not a problem. But you got to do the work. I'm not saying it's easy. It's a lot of work, but you can do it. And if we all do it, guess what's going to happen? We'll all be successful. So, one of the things I want to leave you with is that if you want to grow, it's a lot of work we're going to have to do. But we're going to have to build a culture of working. We're going to have to make a culture that identifies us as a different type of a company. The culture where people see that there's a lot of work, there's sales here, there's a lot of different things, but it makes sense because people are being independent now. People are not working at their jobs. They're working here 100% of the time. You know how many people have quit their jobs and just doing this 100%? A lot of people. I love that. I love that. You got to give them that sense of belonging that people want. So we got to become a factory of creating people who sell 5 products daily at the minimum. If you do that, just so you understand this, let me just leave you with this. And I want you to understand, how many of you know, if you're selling 5 products a day, okay, 5 days a week, that's 25. 4 days, 4 weeks in a month, that's 100. Times 40 points, that's 4,000. Every person who sells, not everybody's going to do it now, only a minimum of people, but if you build an organization of people who sell some product, let's just say it's 5. Everybody does 5 products a week, 5 products a day, 5 days a week. That's 4,000 points each. These people are officially 100% bronze. If you build a bronze, let's just say you have 2 bronzes. Now, that's 2 people selling 5 products a day. Okay? What rank would you be? If you had 3 bronzes, what rank would you be? If you have 4 bronzes, people just selling. They don't have a left or right. They're just selling product. 4 bronzes, what rank would you be? 5 bronzes, what rank would you be? Every rank goes up by 1, by that volume of a bronze. Every single volume, every single rank. So depending on how many bronzes you have, you can be 25 bronzes, you're a diamond. You have a residual income of $25,000 to $30,000, just residual, without counting the sales, without counting anything else and all the other bonuses. Can you live on that? Can you enjoy that? What would you do? Would you spend that money how? Every month. Will your children live better? Would you live better? Would you have a better zip code? Would you have the dress that you want? Those red bottoms you want? The purse that you want? At that point? Would you go on the trip that you want? See? If we work hard at this, it's very simple, my friends. But we just have to do the work. That's the only thing. And it's hard to start to do that because, like I said, it's like vegetables. It's hard to start this habit of things that I don't like to do. Because I know it's easy to just go like, I like video games, I like this movie, I like this novella, I like this whatever. It's easy to say that because it's sugar. It's easy. Gratifies you really quickly. And everything that's vegetable is no gratification for a time, but at the end there's a lot of gratification. Solid. So I invite you, every single one of you, to try my way. And I bet that every single one of you will enjoy the ride. So God bless. Thank you so much for having me on this call. I love you all. If you guys are in Texas during the 1 and the 4th, I would love to see you guys. Let me know if you're coming. If there's anybody there, it's going to be all English, 100%. So it's going to be all English training for 3-4 days. Food is included, everything in this thing. It's for a good cause. Basically, that we do this is for, if you guys don't know, the Association of Network Marketing, what we do is we protect distributors from companies that want to take advantage of them. Okay, that's all we do. So to me, it means a lot because I've seen a lot of people be abused in the system. I've seen a lot of people being done a little different things, and the ANP is the only ones out there that actually took that service to the next level to help people. So to me, it's special. So if you guys are in Dallas, Texas during that time, fantastic. Let me know. If you live there, fantastic. Let me know. I would love to see you there. I would love to have you on my table. So I want a whole table of just Vida Divina people. So if you're there, it'd be fantastic. You sit with me, we eat together, we live together. You ask anything you want out of me and you listen to me train. Whatever you want, we're there all weekend together. So after that, the convention, if you guys are here, let us know if you're going to be the majority of the convention. Just be frank and honest, it's going to be in Spanish, just so you guys know. There's going to be translators into about 13 different languages, I think. That's what they said they were going to do, but it's going to be great translators moving and speaking. A lot of it is, some of it's going to be in English, and it's going to be translated back to Spanish. So, but just so you guys know, people ask me, why is it in Spanish? I go, well, unfortunately, the majority who are in the big positions are in Spanish, and they train in Spanish. It's like, I can't do nothing about that unless you guys grow and you become that person, and I put you on stage, and you speak English on the stage, and I will love you for it for the rest of my life. That's all it takes, my friends. So, love you all again. God bless. From my wife, myself, my family, and every single diamond in this company. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do. Because every grain of sand has built the company in these last 7 years to what it is right now. We're one of the top 20 companies in the world in sales, and we're demonstrating it with the massive growth, with this huge new building that you guys are going to see soon. It's just going to be something that is going to blow the minds of everybody in the industry. And who did it? We did it. God bless. Thank you, Albert, for having me on.
Thank you, Armand, for showing up and pointing to us for over an hour, 30 minutes of straight training, straight mindset, straight principles. So, on behalf of everybody, I want to say a big thank you for investing in us today, and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's apply everything we've learned today. Let's go out there, change some lives, and change our lives and make some money. Thank you all for coming to tonight's training call. This call is officially over.
Thank you, guys. God bless.